Have you ever met someone and felt like the connection between you was different from the very beginning? Not just attraction, but something deeper. Like life somehow brought both of you together at exactly the right moment. Sometimes when two people are truly meant to be together, certain emotional signs naturally begin to appear in the relationship. The connection feels peaceful, meaningful, comforting, and almost impossible to ignore. In today's video, we're talking about 5 things that almost always happen when two people are meant to be together. Some of these signs are subtle, but once you experience them, you'll start realizing the connection may be much deeper than you thought. But before we get into it, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more relationship psychology and love content like this. Now sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Sign number 1. You meet at the exact time you needed each other most. One of the strangest things about meaningful relationships is timing. Most people imagine soul connections happening when life is perfect, but honestly, that's rarely the case. Usually, two people who are meant to be together meet during periods of growth, healing, loneliness, confusion, or emotional transformation. Maybe you were recovering from heartbreak. Maybe they were trying to rebuild their life. Maybe both of you were becoming stronger, wiser versions of yourselves without even realizing it. And somehow, despite all the odds, your paths crossed at exactly the right moment, not too early, not too late. The connection entered your life at a time when you truly needed each other emotionally. Sometimes one person brings peace into the other person's chaos. Sometimes they bring motivation, healing, emotional support, or simply understanding. And what makes these connections powerful is that they often feel meaningful from the beginning. Even if the relationship develops slowly, there's this strange feeling that meeting them changed something inside you forever. Sign number 2. Being with them feels like peace, not confusion. A lot of people confuse emotional chaos with love because modern relationships often normalize mixed signals, anxiety, and emotional inconsistency. But when two people are genuinely meant to be together, the connection usually brings peace instead of constant emotional stress. Of course, no relationship is perfect, but underneath everything, there is emotional safety and clarity. You don't constantly feel confused about where you stand with them. You don't spend every night overthinking their behavior or wondering if they care. Their actions match their energy. Their effort feels genuine. Even during disagreements, there's still respect and emotional stability underneath the conflict. And honestly, one of the biggest signs of a deep connection is how calm your nervous system feels around them. You feel emotionally safe enough to relax and be yourself. You don't feel like you constantly have to fight for their attention or beg for reassurance. Real love often feels peaceful because it removes emotional uncertainty instead of creating more of it. Sign number 3. You don't have to shrink yourself to be loved. One of the deepest signs that two people belong together is that the relationship allows both people to fully become themselves. You don't feel pressured to hide parts of your personality just to keep them interested. You don't feel like you have to act differently, stay quiet, lower your standards, or constantly change yourself to earn love. Instead, they naturally encourage your growth. They support your dreams, your healing, your confidence, and your individuality. Around the right person, you start becoming more of yourself, not less. And that's something truly special because unhealthy relationships often make people feel emotionally small. They make people feel like they must constantly perform to remain loved. But meaningful love creates emotional freedom. You feel accepted for who you truly are, flaws included. And interestingly, when someone genuinely loves you deeply, they often inspire you to become a better version of yourself naturally. Not through pressure, but through emotional support and encouragement. Sign number 4. Even silence between you feels meaningful. This is one of the most underrated signs of a deep, emotional connection. When two people truly belong together, they don't always need endless conversation to feel close. Sometimes simply being near each other feels comforting enough. You can sit together quietly, drive together silently, or spend time together without forcing interaction, and somehow the connection still feels full. There's no pressure to constantly impress each other or keep entertaining conversation every second. Their presence alone feels calming. And honestly, emotional comfort like this is very rare because most people only feel connected when there's constant excitement or stimulation. True emotional intimacy often reveals itself in silence. It's the feeling that even when no words are being spoken, you still feel emotionally understood, emotionally connected, and emotionally safe. Their presence starts feeling like home instead of pressure. And when two people can genuinely enjoy each other's silence, it usually means the connection goes much deeper than surface-level attraction. Sign number 5. Life starts aligning in unexpected ways. One of the most beautiful things about meaningful relationships is how they often inspire positive change in both people's lives. Sometimes after meeting the right person, things slowly begin falling into place emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually. You become more motivated, more focused, more hopeful about life. Certain opportunities begin appearing. Old wounds begin healing. And somehow the relationship pushes both people toward growth naturally. This does not mean life suddenly becomes perfect, but it often feels like the connection brings alignment instead of destruction. The relationship motivates both people to improve their lives instead of losing themselves emotionally. And many times, people look back later and realize meeting that person completely changed the direction of their life in ways they never expected. The right relationship often creates emotional clarity instead of emotional confusion. It helps both people grow instead of holding each other back. And even during difficult seasons, the connection still feels meaningful because both people continue choosing each other through growth, change, and life challenges. At the end of the day, when two people are truly meant to be together, the connection usually feels deeper than temporary attraction. There's emotional safety, peace, understanding, growth, comfort, and a feeling that life somehow brought both of you together for a reason. And while no relationship is perfect, truly meaningful connections often feel natural instead of forced. Which of these signs resonates with you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more relationship psychology and love content. And thank you for watching.